We had a nice win in terms of the way we won last night against Savannah State. We made a point of emphasis, guard people without fouling, don't put them to the free throw line 35 times, play for others, see if you can be a good teammate when you drive in and not have blinders on and find somebody else. And sometimes we did that to a fault a little bit last night. Jeremy had 9 assists and no turnovers. Best he's had since he's been here. Trey had 7 assists and 1 turnover. So the message was clear, and they delivered on that. And we beat a team that allows you to score a lot of points, but usually they score a lot themselves. So we kept them to their season low, 67, which was good also. And now we turn our sights on our next 3 games, and they will be in order of importance the next one. So Loyola, Chicago's good. And they're better than I thought they were until I started watching tape. They went down to North Carolina State and should have won the game. Got beat, a very, very close game. Their other loss is at St. Joseph's, who's a very good team. And this will be a good challenge for us. I think, as I've watched and seen a little bit on the games of other Valley teams, they will be in that same ballpark as a Northern Iowa and a Wichita State, I think, this year in terms of how good they could be. So we need to make sure that we get ourselves ready and head in there and find a way to get a win. Our health is getting better, which allows us to play better. People know about Malik, so they have a little bit of a feel for what they can expect. They don't know about Max Hostel, and they're learning, and so am I. He provides a lot of things for us, and he can score the ball in a variety of ways. He can rebound the ball, so he's a big asset to us to have him now able to play for us. And the others we're getting a little bit more healthy. Shrigley's ankle's better. A little bit concerned about Valentine's shoulder. He jammed it in the Cal game, so he's the number 1 guy that I'm concerned about health-wise, but we are progressing to where now we're saying we have the ability to substitute the way we would like to substitute, and I like that. So we're making progress, but we've got a big stretch coming up in our next 3 games. Anything?
Steve, are you surprised that Tiki Gill-Caesar seems to be struggling so much offensively?
No, Teki is, he sat out a whole year. And people, when they saw the first game he played, when he scored about 15, 16 points, everybody got excited, but he's getting his sea legs about him also. So I think sometimes if you just take a deep breath and relax, the game will come to you rather than trying too hard. And I think maybe Teke's been trying a little too hard offensively. Got a couple of easy baskets last night, and he looked better and he felt better about it. So I think Teke will be fine.
You guys are obviously better because you're healthier, but how much did the win over Cal mean to your team's psyche as a whole in terms of understanding how good they are, how good they can be?
I think we've got a team that's had success in the past. We feel as if we're good. We expect to be good. But it was an important win for us. We were very determined going into the game. And our shoot-around was game-like on that day. And I told them, you play like you did this 50 minutes, and you're going to have good success. So the most important thing about the Cal game was that we won and beat a team that expects to be pretty good. That's the most important thing about it. We've got guys that are what they should be. They're confident in who they are and who we are as a group. Like a couple of things that I want to make sure before I lose my own concentration. I think you're aware, but probably not aware, John David Wicker is official. He started. He's full-time with us. He's no longer getting 2 paychecks. So he's on our nickel, and we're happy to have him. He was in the locker room with us. He made the swing to Cal with us, and so we've got the athletic director's chair filled, and we're very much excited and looking forward to what he will continue to bring for all of us. And he's a familiar face, so there won't be a lot of a learning curve on either side. We're happy about that, and we're heading to Chicago to play, and our football team, Rocky Long and the crew, will be playing an immensely important game, a redo at Wyoming. So we need to see if we can both come away with victories as we go. So we wish them success and hope that we can have some of the same.
Steve, do you think the team is more complete now that Malik's back? Because I kind of saw that last night. You were playing better, shooting better, causing turnovers now that he was back.
Having guys that are pretty good, able to play, obviously is helpful. And Malik is just now, he went for a long stretch with no practices and played in the Cal game with 2 or 3 practices. So he had a stretch after we came back from Thanksgiving where he had 3 or 4 straight practices, which is helpful. And I think Malik will grow with his opportunity to get better on the practice floor as well as the game floor. But yeah, we need him. We need what he can bring to us out there without question.
Steve, can you comment on the status of Ben Perez? And is it reasonable to expect to see any minutes from him in the near future?
We are contemplating, as has been, a potential red shirt with him. It has not been finalized, so that's why he's had a bad back and been unable to practice for a long stretch. And he just started to come back to practice, so now we're in that debating stage. Should we burn a year and play him, or should we give him an opportunity to redshirt and grow and get better?
Steve, given especially last night where you had that many possessions and Jeremy's turnovers as of late have been virtually non-existent, how well is he playing right now?
Jeremy, until last night, had been scoring the ball at taking the most shots and shooting about 47%, 48% from the field. Last night I think he was like 4 for 15, but as you said, he had 9 turnovers and no assists. We have made that a priority with all of them. And Jeremy and Trey have the ball more than anyone, but last year we shot ourselves in the foot in a variety of ways. One was we had too many turnovers. And we put a goal of 10 or under, but really we put a goal of 15% of your possessions or under, which is about 10 or 11. And we're down to about 10 turnovers a game, and that will win for you. So we've been more thoughtful with decisions that we've made, starting with Jeremy. And Jeremy is such a wonderful, wonderful guy who so much wants to please that I think a couple times last night he could have maybe taken one more little dip with his shoulder and got a layup and kicked it off to somebody else for an opportunity. So he's a terrific young man who wants to do whatever he thinks we think he needs to do to win.
Given that, I still think last year in a sense is in the back wall of your minds, the point being how many non-conference games you have to win and keep winning non-conference games to solidify your resume. Is this kind of one of those difficult games in the sense that you know how good Loyola is, you're going on the road, if you beat them it's a nice win, but if you lose to them people look at it and say that's maybe not such a good loss, even though you know how tough of an opponent they are?
I agree with all of the above. We're going to fly to Chicago on Friday after practice, get into the hotel about 8:30, and play a 3 o'clock game on Saturday. And I've been in that gym. I don't know how they're drawing now. It's relatively small. So we'll have to create energy. I'll have more people than anybody there. I've had more ticket requests than anybody, and I'm gonna take priority on the top tickets for people that are coming to see me as well as they're coming to see us. So I think we're smart enough to know last year, San Diego, Arkansas Little Rock, and Grand Canyon were pivotal in our not making the NCAA tournament. So we have to take care of ourselves and not ask for help. We have to take care of ourselves, and this is an important game for us. It is for them too. So we're not going in and saying, okay, here we are, we're going to win. We're playing a good team. So we're going to have to play well. I don't know how, I said I thought they could be in the top 3 in the Valley. I think they will be, but that remains to be seen too. So we're going there saying this is an extremely important game.
How beneficial is your depth? I noticed last night, often throughout the game, subbing in 3 in, 3 out. Did the game dictate that, or is that something you see you can kind of continue on doing?
I tried not to just wholesale substitute last night. I think the first TV timeout, we only went with 1 substitute, but your point is well taken. When you have the ability to use your bench and have a bench that can be productive for you, and I think we can go 9 deep and help ourselves rather than hoping that we don't hurt ourselves when we go to the bench, with some guys that are proven, some guys that are coming in for us for the first time, like Techie and like Max Hostel. But I like right now the ability to do that, and we can go a little bigger if we want to put Max in with Zylan and Malik. We can put Max in as a guy that you better guard him on the perimeter as our second big. So we've got the ability to give you a little different look to how you have to guard us when we're out there. And we still are able to guard pretty efficiently no matter who we put out there.